audience. He is the beast from Hollywood East, Michael the Hammer Mulligan.
Punches, point, punches and kicks, combo, knee, kick in, yeah, finish with the kick, combo, kick it back, don't let him kick again, circle off the kick, kick again, punches, kick.
Hey folks, Michael Hammer Mulligan here. Today we got Ryan Kane. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going?
Good. Any nickname?
Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle. Ryan Razzle Dazzle Kane. There we go, folks. Ryan, all right, so I've been watching you for years training, but let's fill the folks in. Where, what got you interested? Let's start there.
Actually, I started when I was 13. I was getting bullied in school, and I actually started with the jiu-jitsu program when it first started, when it wasn't gi. And
right.
It was just no gi jiu-jitsu when Pat was still teaching it. And then I saw the class after, which was the cardio kickboxing, and then I wanted to get into that. So after about 3 months, I probably got into the kickboxing, and then it's been there ever since.
Nice. Now, how did that work out with the bullying thing? Did that do any good for you?
Yeah, it stopped instantly.
Did it?
Yeah.
Now, I don't see you going out there and just beating people up from this. I mean, why do you think it stopped?
Well, it stopped because actually, when I had my first Naga, I submitted a kid, but made him pass out.
Yep.
So that went online, and then ever since then that happened, and then it all stopped. And then freshman year in high school, a kid tried to mess with me, and I actually ended up knocking him out. But I guess he didn't know that I did MMA. But ever since then, everyone around school just kind of.
So it was kind of a respect thing.
Yeah.
And we don't condone this. You know what I mean? It's too bad that the bullying thing happens. We hear about it all the time. There's songs about it, everything. And I know Shaney they brought him last year. He went from school to school talking about bullying and stuff. So that's good. Now you're not a big guy. I mean, what's your weight?
Right now, I'm probably the biggest I've ever been. I'm at 140.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. So when you were fighting, you did Naga, right?
Yeah.
All right. So at Naga, what weight class were you in?
I started at 115.
There you go. So therein lies the bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. How did it make you feel after you started? And I'm asking these questions because he's a kid, and I get it's a little weird when I ask Shaney, So I'll ask you: how did it make you feel when you started the classes, as far as confidence?
It makes you feel great. I mean, as you progress, and you may not be good at it when you start, but then once you start getting in there, and there's people your size, and you. Actually, I mean, I don't want to say this badly, but once you start tapping people out, because that's not what you're there for.
Well, once you gain experience, once you start to learn.
Once you start tapping people out, you feel a lot better about yourself, and then you go from, what happened was, I went from wanting to hurt people, and then once I started that, you learn self-discipline stuff to the point where when I got into that fight freshman year, I actually walked away from it 3 times before he actually hit me first. Right.
Now, and again, we're not condoning that thing, and that's just something that happened that you tried to avoid. Yeah. So you gained confidence from doing the sport of MMA. Yeah. You gained discipline. Awesome. What else?
Self goals were set and achieved. Fitness levels. Mass building, size.
So I don't want to be real personal, but how did you, before we even, all right, so let me back the truck up here a little bit. Okay, so you said you got into it because of the bullying thing. So how did it change your outlook on life when you got into MMA? Did it?
It did. It was actually one of the only sports that I ever did. Yeah. Because before I was like I said, I was 115 pounds. I couldn't play football. My parents wouldn't let me because I was too skinny. I played a lot of video games, a lot of video games. So that kind of stopped. I started focusing more on fitness, and now, I train around 4 to 6 hours a day now.
Right.
I work with Featherstone, and so yeah, it changed my life in big time.
So you progressed. It kind of just like the video games, just like anything else. You progressed in that direction. I guess is what I'll say. So
it becomes addicting.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It does. It does. All right. So give me an idea of some of the events you did. We already talked about Naga. You did good at Naga.
Yeah. I'm actually doing the Naga on the 13th.
Oh, are you?
I want that belt.
Yeah, good for you.
So I'm doing that. I've competed overseas, competed in Las Vegas for, well, I competed
well, tell me about, what's the name of the organization that you competed in Las Vegas?
USFL, United States Fight League.
United States, and that is a pancration league. Yep. Now, do they do jiu-jitsu too, or is it just pancration?
Yeah, they do. They just like Napaga, they do it before and then
go
into it.
Well, you've heard us talk, some of you, about Napaga before. Shane and Ryan both have competed in that. That's the where it's like an MMA fight, but there are no strikes from the neck up. And once you bring a guy to the ground, then there are no more strikes on the ground. It's just strictly submissions, unless you're under 5 or 10 or something. Then they don't even allow the submissions.
This year though.
Yep.
For the World Championship, they switched it. Now you can knee and kick to the head.
Oh really?
I don't know why. I'd rather get.
How's that happen?
Yeah, I'd rather get punched in the face than. But.
Yeah. That's weird. So do they allow the punches still in the head?
No.
No. So you can't punch to the head, but you can get kneed in the head. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Right.
That's different, huh?
Right.
Yeah, that's different. So okay, so tell me about this organization and what you do with that organization. What was it again?
The United States Fight League,
USFL. USFL, United States Fight League.
Yep.
Okay, all right. And tell me about that. How did you get with them?
Actually, I was down in Florida, and one of the jiu-jitsu coaches down there, he was bringing the team over to nationals or whatever. So that's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
And then my friend Joseph, he lives out in California and trains with Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, sure.
He actually got me like registered and everything. So then we flew out to nationals in Las Vegas, which it was my first ever pancration tournament. I had no clue what I was gonna.
Yeah.
But then I ended up coming in second.
Nice.
I remember a few years ago.
Yeah, sure.
So then we just went overseas, went to the World Championship in Hungary, and.
Wow. You talked about your training regimen. What do you do now a day? What is your day like? Get me through it.
Usually wake up real early, which I hate. Then I'll do an hour to an hour and a half of lifting, which right now I'm doing intervals with Mark Featherstone.
Sure. You guys know Mark. You've seen him on the show. He's what's his website? WannaBeABeast.com? What is it?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it's WannaBeABeast.com. You'll see it though. Mark's coming back for another interview.
.net, WannaBeABeast.net.
WannaBeABeast.net. And that's Mark Featherstone. He trains Shaney, trains a lot of other fighters. He started off training normal people, I guess I'll say, for lack of a better word, and then bodybuilders and that type of thing, and then slowly with us guys got together and started to get into this, and he's been a great help to all of us. Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm doing intervals, which is like high pace endurance. I first did a 3-week cycle, or I don't know how long it was, but a cycle of endurance lifting, which was like holding in less weight, just to get that. And then now I'm doing just the intervals, which I'm doing a warm up of all 10 stations for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And then I do 5-minute rounds. So
it's all geared towards the fighting.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just to keep that pace.
Now, what's your plan on your weight? Because your frame, you're still a small. Yeah. What's your plan with your weight? What do you want to be at?
Well, competing in Greece at 121.3. So, but once I go pro or amateur, I'm probably going to stay around 125.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not big enough for 135. If you look at 135s around here, so.
Yeah, no, that'd take a lot of That'd be like Mark, I guess. You'd have to be like him,
What I take is I look at Fernando, and he's like taller than me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not trying to fight up.
Right. He's got good thinking. Good thinking. All right. So after that, after you do your mock thing in the morning, what next?
Then I usually go home and take a nap, because that takes a lot out of me.
It does. You're like a puppy. Yeah. He's 16 years old. It's like a puppy. They eat, they sleep, they, pee on the carpet,
Right.
And then after your nap?
And then I'll wake up, I'll watch The Ultimate Fighter, or I'm like addicted to MMA, so I'll watch,
Educational
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 177 fuel all day.
There you go. Yeah.
And then I'll just go to class, whether it is CCFA or City on Tong.
Yeah.
Which on Wednesdays I'll go up with Gresh.
Sure.
At 12 to the.
Now, what do you do? You hit pads? Or you doing the jits?
Yeah, I'm doing jits, and then every once in a while, Delgado will hold for me. So.
Yeah, nice. All right, so tell me about Greece now. I heard you touch on it a couple times, and now this is with the United.
Yeah, it's actually with FILA, which is the same organization that runs like the boxing and wrestling for the Olympics and stuff like
What's
that.
FILA? What's that stand for?
I don't know.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, right.
But it's like a branch off. Like USFL is a branch off of FILA.
Oh, okay.
So but yeah, it's.
Why are you going to Greece? What's in Greece?
The World Championship.
So the World
2012
Pancration Championships are in Greece.
Yeah.
You're going to be there fighting at 125?
121.3.
121.3. What's your competition like?
It's so different from here.
Is it?
So, yeah. When you get kids from different countries, like Ukrainians are tough. They will not like. I watched a kid, one of the Ukrainians, like let his arm break with like no like pain.
Really? Yeah.
Ooh, it was brutal. But yeah, the competitions they're a lot tougher. Like a lot tougher. But their experience and knowledge of their game isn't as well. Overseas, they're a lot like karate based, and from last year it was all karate and wrestling.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
If they took you down, they do like ankle locks or something, but that was pretty much like the extent of.
So they're not so much Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They're not so much Muay Thai.
No.
They're not so much. Well, I bet you they're boxing, but they can't use the punch to the head.
Yeah. So it kind of
negates that. Now leg kicks and stuff with the Muay Thai is going to be a lot better than the karate.
Because karate, they're pretty much just going for points, so it doesn't even hurt.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Here in pancration, we do pancration here. Leg kicks, no points. You get leg kicks?
Yep.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
See, half the thing with Muay Thai is leg kicks are, they're brutal. The kicks that they lay on them. And again, all right, so let me go a little further with this. So here, if a judge sees you putting too much on your kicks.
Oh, that's the thing, is that over, like, in the USFL and over there, like here with like Napaga, if you're going too aggressive, then they'll like give you a warning or anything. Once you go up to USFL or like make to overseas, it's actually, if your punch doesn't like affect the person, then.
All right, so it's kind of like boxing then. So they rate your punches as just a tap, or they rate it as a power punch.
If you're just going for points and just like throwing it out there, you
tap it.
No, you won't even get points.
Right, I got you. So they have to be power punch.
Yeah.
So a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick. It's not like here where you have to temper your blows. Well, I guess it's an American thing.
Yeah.
So that's why you go to Greece and Hungary and places like that, so that they're a lot. Kind of scary, ain't it? Nice. So what else? What's your aspirations here with this sport?
Go pro, go big. You know.
There you go. All right. So what's going on with school?
I was actually traveling so much, like because last year I went to Vegas twice, and then went overseas to Hungary. So the school wasn't going to give me credit, even though I was in all honors and I had really good grades actually.
Yeah.
And they weren't going to give me credit for the school year because of the absences.
Sure.
So it was just going to happen this year.
Yeah.
So I ended up dropping out and getting my GED this month.
Cool. Now, are you going to continue with school after that?
It depends.
Right. All right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I know. Like Shane says, he wants to go to 4 C's to get his basics out of the way, and that way he can train. He doesn't want to leave home and go. If he gets a scholarship in wrestling, it's a different story. But again, it is what it is.
I'll probably go to like 4 C's for business or something. Just
yeah, exactly. You got to keep your foot in it, because you know what? You look at all the football players and everybody else. They blow a knee and they're out of it. You know what I mean? So you gotta. Plus, you gotta keep your mind active.
Yeah.
You know just as well as I do. This sport is a lot of brain. As well as brawn, it's a lot of brain. You got to be smart, and you got to be able to. All right. So what do they have for in like the UFC? Do they have weights? Didn't they just start having weights that low now?
Yeah, it's weird. 2 years ago they actually. Wait, are you talking about the UFC or the
UFC now?
All right, yeah. UFC actually, they just had the title fight for 125.
Right, exactly. So now you're good, because I knew before they didn't have that.
They didn't have
but now what did they do? They merged with
WEC.
WEC, and they had a lighter weight division. So now together they have it good. So you have a place to go.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Bellator.
Ryan KANE, folks. Oh yeah, Bellator
Doesn't
too.
have it though.
They don't have it yet.
They don't have
I heard they're going to be doing a tough show type of thing too. They're going to start doing like a tough show.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same type of thing. So, you know, the future is bright in MMA. We got a lot of youngsters coming up, going through the ranks. You know, guys like Ryan, Shane. There's a lot of other kids out there that are doing this now. You know, we got a couple more casinos coming to the area. We hear on the news, so they're going to be calling for guys like this to come in and fight. So it's a great sport. I think Ryan did a really good job of telling the story about why he started and where he came, you know, how it kind of changes you. Do you think this turns you into a bully?
No, not at all. It actually gets to the point where it's, I would actually like walk away and like even like my brother, he'll come up to me, and I'll like you try to talk people out, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you see someone in school, you're like, don't waste your time, you know.
Exactly.
It's like honestly, like street fights are so stupid.
You kind of grew up a little bit
yeah,
through the
like,
sport.
yeah, but you don't know what will happen. Like there's a big difference between hitting someone with a glove and hitting someone with your fist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you can go to jail for that stuff. So.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, folks. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Ryan, for being here. Thanks for coming to another Fireside Chat with Michael the Hammer Mulligan. Awesome. Hey, folks. Welcome to the fall. I hope you enjoyed Ryan's little show here. I had a good time with him. He's a nice kid. It's nice to see him grow. It's nice to see these young kids grow in the sport, not only physically in their skill level, but their mentality. They really do grow up in this, and they grow up in a good way. They got a lot of great role models in this sport. So, speaking of kids growing up, let's move on to my little common sense chat for the week, okay? Got a little bit of time, so I'm going to blow it on this particular thing. Now, kids are back in school. This is beautiful. They're out of the house. Parents are happy. Everybody's happy. Now, as you drive along for the first week, you can expect it. You see the little kids on the side of the road. Moms and dads proud. It's got the cameras, got the video, everything else, you know. Kids getting on the bus, you know, 5 minutes each kid going, you know, you're sitting back there in traffic waiting. That's fine. It's cute. I get it. We're a little further along now into this. Now what you start to see is you see the bus show up, you see the door open, and you can always tell the people that are always late because the bus driver will do that slow roll by. You'll see the yellow lights go on, but you won't see the red ones yet, you know. So she's trying to help us out in the back there, the people that are in a hurry to go to work and, you know, elsewhere. But no, then inevitably you'll see them running down the driveway. You'll see the lady in the car, the guy in the car driving their kid at 100 to the bus stop to get the kid on the bus. So now we gotta wait. Kid gets out, you know. We still got the mothers who want to talk to the bus driver every single day, talk about their kid, how cute their kid is. I do it. My kid's cute. Both of them. 3 of them. But, yeah, no, please. Okay? It's time. We've had a month or so. You know, the kids are back. They're all adjusted. The bus drivers already know everything that you could possibly tell them about your kid. All right? They don't need to hear you explain it. You know, the 5-minute wave in the morning, the talk, the everything else is getting a little bit old now. You know, we really need to start getting to work, earning some money, you know. As far as you late moms, dads, you know, driving down late, it ain't that much harder to get, you know, 5 minutes, wake up 5 minutes early, get the kid. I know it can be difficult, but please, be respectful. Use your common sense. Think about the other people in the cars stacked up 5 miles long behind that bus waiting to go. A few seconds to you seems like hours to us. So if you wouldn't mind, please be on time at the bus stop. Common courtesy. It doesn't take that much effort. As far as telling the bus driver about your kid and having a conversation with him, read a book. Find something else to do. We need to go to work. Folks, thank you very much for coming to another Fireside Chat and have some common sense.